Hey there, I'm Meredith, and I'm an intuitive and an astrologer based out of the mountains of North Carolina. And today I am coming to talk to you guys about planetary days because I'm having some really good feedback on some of the less astrological, more magical side of, me sharing, like when I shared about colors or creating a ritual with the Jupiter North Node conjunction that we're in the energy of now, actually. So I hope you guys have designed and are carrying out your rituals this week, because trust me, you will be glad that you worked with the energy that we're in this week, because it's very, yes, there's a lot going on, most certainly. And it's definitely chaotic and like strange. And yes, that is all happening and that is true. But at the same time, there's a lot of really good energy this week. So just take my word for it and maybe check out the video. I'll link it below on using this conjunction to create a ritual for yourself and for your own life as a person who knows your worth, which is what the Jupiter North Node conjunction is all about, is learning that and like really like understanding it and getting it and like, really making sure that the awareness of your worth and your value is coming from the level of your cells. That's where you want it to come from, that belief that is so deep, right? Okay, so I want to talk about the planetary days because this is a huge part of my own, ritual practice and my own witchcraft making. So wanted to share that every day every day of the week is connected to a planet. So Monday is connected to the moon, right? And so when I think about the moon, I think about like the phases of the moon, how everything has its cycle, its season, its rhythm. So a lot of times what I'll do on Mondays is I will release trapped emotions or will release like foreign energy. I have a detox bath that I sometimes like to do on Mondays, and really enjoy like bath rituals on Monday, and also will maybe light a candle around helping me to process and release emotions that maybe are not mine or that like need to come out somehow. If I were doing any ritual around family, then I might do it on a Monday because the moon is connected to, archetypally connected to ancestors and ancestry. And I think as well, like one of the things that you can use the moon for is like, and Monday for is psychic attunement or intuitive awareness. The moon is the feminine experience of life, the experience that is intuitive, is not necessarily based on facts or reason or logic, right? So there is indeed another part of life outside of that, and has to do with being receptive, the yin aspect of life, the darkness, the beingness of everything. So we're not necessarily always meant to be doing all the time. We have a masculine and feminine side, and they both deserve to be honored, right? And so the moon is one of those days where you can really, through ritual and through your intention, you can draw out a little bit your feminine side and bring it into a greater level of balance, which I think most people need to work on, like their expressions of the inner genders, where like some people feel very, feel blocked around taking action in their lives. They feel like they can't really do anything. There's like a feeling of maybe incompetence that is there. Then I would suggest that person, work on healing their inner masculine, like their relationship to the masculine component of everything, right? And to work on their expression of that, right? But Monday is a good day to do that with the feminine, of like, how comfortable do you feel taking a day and doing nothing? And like, how comfortable do you feel about resting and allowing yourself to kind of like emotionally digest everything that's happened in the last however long, right? We need an opportunity and a space and a time to do that. So when it comes to like the certain types of like candles or whatever, I like to use like purple, like light purple, lavender, or blue, like light blue candles for the moon, or I'll use white candle if I just want to like release some emotions and have experience like a little cleansing or whatever. And then on Tuesday is a great day to work with your masculine. So if you're having any like physical health challenges, anything that prevents you from taking action, which sometimes like sickness or disease in the body can, prevent us from feeling like we want to do much of anything, right? And so Tuesday is a day that's ruled by Mars, and that would be a great day to do I have like a literal, like I'm looking at as I record this on a Tuesday, ritual for my own personal health and vitality, and just like provision and protection, preservation of like my physical body so that it can keep going, so that it can keep doing the thing that I need it to do, so that I can keep living, keep surviving, keep thriving. But yeah, so I would say that you might do a ritual around your masculine expression and how comfortable you feel taking charge, taking action. Mars has to do with conflict. So I would honestly say that Mars is a great day to do, and also war, right? Mars is a great time to do any type of like Mars Day. Tuesday is a great time to do any type of return to sender work. So in the spiritual community, there's this belief that like we shouldn't stand up for ourselves. We should just turn the other cheek and keep it pressing. However, I firmly believe that if somebody's going to take the time to consciously, especially like direct negative energy at me, which has definitely happened in my life, then, I think that people really like don't understand that people can just flip that energy and send it right back to them. And you can also attach things to that energy. Like I'm just saying, I wouldn't take the time to send someone consciously negative energy. So for me, like if somebody is going to take the time to do that consciously, then yeah, I'm going to send it back with fire and blades attached. I don't play. But at the same time, if somebody's like not as conscious, maybe because they haven't been practicing for that long, or they don't even realize how powerful they are or whatever, but they're just like unconsciously thinking negatively towards me or whatever, then I'm gonna send their energy back, but I will pass it through like divine grace, divine love. Oh, here, I just don't want this in my space necessarily. But I think if you're doing return to sender or like banishing work because someone is consciously like putting shade into your endeavors, then I think that you have every right to defend yourself. And so I would say Mars makes for a great day to do defense type of work. And yeah, let's see what else. Some people like to ritualize like their physical fitness type of goals. Like if I'm, trying to like, I would never do this. But if I were trying to run like a marathon, or if I were like, signing up for like some 5K or something, then I might use Mars Day to do some type of ritual. And I think for that matter, any ritual around any goals that you have, because Mars takes a look at a list of goals and wants to get after it. So if you need help with motivation or getting up and go, although I firmly believe that motivation follows behavior, then yes, you can go ahead and use Mars Day or Tuesday for that. And on Wednesday, this is a great day to do rituals around communication and learning, because Wednesday is ruled by the planet Mercury. So if you have, say, like a difficult conversation to have, and it doesn't really matter when you want to have it, but you can do that ritual for it, like, just to call down a little bit your higher self, and to, ask that everything go very smoothly or whatever. I'm not sure like what type of conversations people are having, but if I had a difficult conversation to have, I would use Wednesday as a time to really just like set the conversation in the future up for like the best possible outcome that I could, which might look like me, lighting a blue candle, using oils such as like blue tansy or lavender, for example. I might put that all over my throat chakra, and I might also, put it on my candle, as well as maybe I have some lavender that I'm growing. I might cut a little piece of that and put that on the altar for an offering. And then from there, what I might do is, I might visualize like the energetic space of the conversation. I might pass some colors through it. I might like just really clean it up and make sure that it's going to be a conducive space for me and whoever this person is to have a chat or whatever. Right. And also I would use, if I'm trying to study something or learn something and maybe like I'm having a hard time with it, then I might use Mercury Day or Wednesday to, kind of like look over everything and maybe do a ritual around that. Like, I would like to improve my memory or improve my intelligence and my ability to speak with other people, that kind of thing. It's a really good, people I think have this misconception that, someone who's working with magic or doing magic is always doing it to manifest something in the physical material world, like more money or love or whatever. And there are like times and spaces in my life where I have used magic for those things, but there's also a lot of other things out there in the world besides love and money. There's knowledge, there's wisdom, and there's like your own internal emotional state. And so you can use these days to release. You can use them to kind of like breathe in and breathe out with the universe in a sense, right? And not necessarily always making it about controlling your external world, because anyway, the condition of your internal world definitely reflects what happens in your outside world, for sure. So yeah. So I think Thursday as well is a really, really good day. I feel like Wednesday is more about knowledge and information. So if you're looking for like a piece of information, or if you're trying to remember something that you forgot, there's like a lot of really good potential around that on Wednesday, ruled by Mercury. But Thursday is a really good day as well to use for learning, but more of the spiritual variety. If you're having a hard time coming up with like the lesson of like why something is happening, or like having a hard time coming up with like a spiritual piece of wisdom that you might need and you want to come up from inside you rather than like having to listen to someone else about it, then you might use Thursday as a day to do a ritual around that. I think Thursday is really, really good for prosperity magic because Jupiter is the ruler of Thursday. Jupiter is basically like Thor in Norse mythology, so Thor's day. So really good for prosperity. Anything that you have in your life that you would like to take to another level, or anything that you would like to expand on or like expand around. So even though Jupiter doesn't have to do directly with like love and relationships, if you're trying to expand like the importance of a relationship in your life, or if you are like trying to expand your focus on, say, like your relationship with a family member or whatever, then that can be a really good day on Thursday to do that, because Jupiter is all about expansion. If you are like maybe taking a trip or trying to travel, you can either do a ritual to manifest the trip, or you can do a ritual to make sure that it like goes well, or like you can kind of like clean it up along the way, where you can visualize yourself positively moving through every aspect of the traveling, and and send yourself like kind of like energetic, like positive reinforcements into the future. you can literally like send yourself money in the future. Like there's a lot of ways to set up our future selves for the best experience they can have. So let's see what else. Okay, so spiritual information, wisdom, like, if you're looking to understand the lesson that you're learning in a situation that is difficult for you, if you're trying to create like positivity and luck, I would say that Jupiter is a really expansive, lucky influence. And so you might decide that you want to use Thursday to create more luck in your life, right? And so as well, let's see what else. Okay, so Friday is ruled by Venus. So Friday is connected to Freya, who is my personal, like if I am going to like work with any like deity or anything, Freya has always kind of been a fixture in my life archetypally when I look back, right? And so like for me, Friday is always like a very big magical day that I have. Like I go to the store and I get flowers and I get honey and I get chocolate and I put it all out there. Venus is like the day that, speaking of those very like what you would think witches are working on, right? Venus is very much about love and about money. So Friday is a day where if you're doing some prosperity work, you can do that on Friday. You can do, I'm kind of on the fence about using spell work on another person where like, I don't really believe in personally like altering anyone's will, but I feel that if there is a very sweet dynamic that you already have in your life, that you can use Venus or Friday to sweeten it a little bit more, You can also do a self-love ritual as well on Friday, and that can kind of like just you can bring like sweetness or attraction or whatever it is into your life that way. So definitely recommend using Friday as well for any like type of beauty spells. So I know several people who I haven't really done too much beauty magic. I would say that I can change my appearance though with my thoughts. Like when I'm in a really like not so great place, it shows up on my face. It shows up with the way that my hair looks and all of that stuff. So, and I'm not really a big fan of makeup, but I know a lot of people who use makeup and, they charm their makeup and they enchant their mascara and their foundation and all of that stuff. So you can use Friday to do beauty rituals as well. So, even like, putting makeup on your face, which I don't do very much of, although I've kind of, been like, maybe I'll get into it. I don't know. But if you are a person that like has a beauty ritual, then you can make it magical just by intending that it be so. And Friday is a really good day for specific like beauty rituals and stuff like that. So for Saturday is ruled by Saturn. And what I have found is that Saturn is very much like, okay, so I personally use Saturn as like a timeline correction planet, like ritual. So on Saturday, like I have this, I'll show you guys. I have this little this little timepiece keeper thing. And it has stars on it. It's pretty cute. I think the actual clock in here is broken because time is a farce anyway, and we know it. But I use this along with a black or like a deep purple candle. For example, I used to get some deep purple candles, like last year, and then I kind of just like I ran out of them, and then I lost the drive. And so I usually just use a black candle now. But one of the things that I've gotten used to doing with this timepiece is using it as sort of like a symbol or a representation of like the time of my life, right? And I kind of imagine, I guess, like on a bar graph, like on a graph representation, I imagine if I see like in the line any major dips or dives, if I'm conscious enough of it, then I will correct that. And I will set the intention that like, kind of like that my timelines are like in a good place, that I'm making good choices, and I'll affirm that for myself while the candle is burning. That's one thing that you can do. I like to use like Saturn as a day of purification, where Saturday and Saturn. So I don't necessarily like, I'm not worshiping these planets, but I'm using the days that are influenced by the planets, to kind of like create this, sort of, like an inhale and an exhale. So just wanted to clarify that I'm not worshiping the planets. I don't believe that they are to be worshiped. And I think actually that like, they're not my higher power. Does that make sense? So I just want to really like clear that up if that's like a misnomer, but we are using the various energies and what they like lean into to create in our lives from a pure and well-intentioned place. Okay. So wanting to share also that Saturn is a really good day for addressing any types of like psychic attacks. So I think I talked about this for like Mars, that Mars is a good day. Mars Day or Tuesday is a good day to go to war. But Saturday is also a very good day for doing any type of like banishing work, right? So there are, certain bacterias. I don't believe that viruses are anything like what we are told that they are, but basically there's like, this is how I see it, is that there are basically like invaders, right? Certain fungus, certain bacteria, certain quote viruses, although I'm rolling my eyes because anyone who studied terrain theory knows that it's all about cleaning and reinforcing the strength of the terrain, which is your body. And so when it comes to purification rituals, sometimes I will, if I notice that, okay, like, maybe I'm feeling like, okay, I'm having some like parasite overgrowth activity in my body. Maybe I need to look into my aura and see what the correspondence is, if there are any like external, say entity attachments or any types of like thought forms that I have that are around me that like might be contributing to me feeling like I have like a parasite or like some stomach issues or like whatever. I'm just saying that there are invaders basically that can kind of like, can take over your body and make you think that, it's, oh, like this is just how it is to be human, and we're just feeling all of these feelings that are like not ours, and we're just going crazy for sugar or whatever. Like there's a lot of human symptoms that we are experiencing right now that are not derived from us just living a natural, normal human existence. And so there is, I think right now, a need to be sort of vigilant, especially if you are a very magical person, about like protection, shielding yourself, and making sure that you clear your energy at the beginning and end of every day, right? And that and then throughout the day you can feel, once you gain a level of sensitivity, when somebody is trying to say cord you or trying to control you or like whatever, because people are kind of like unconsciously trying to control other people all the time. So wanting to share that Saturday is a really good day to address those invaders, to address issues of entity attachment or possession or psychic attack, and also to address the level of power that we believe in those things and that we give those things too, because I think that that's part of developing like strength and resilience against that, is disbelieving just in how much those things can affect us. So wanting to share that as well, that I think that, I feel that Saturday is a really good day for addressing illness and pathology in the body, correcting like physical health problems, correcting your timelines, and then also what else would I use? Oh, anything that you want to like actually really bring into the physical world, because you need Saturn as the materializing force to be able to bring anything into this world. So would recognize the value in using Saturn as like a materialization influence. And so if there's some type of goal or something that you are actually trying to bring from an idea or a concept or a thought into matter, into form, then Saturn is actually a great day to do that. So as well, so Sunday is ruled by the sun. I always faithfully light a yellow candle and I put cinnamon all over it on Sunday. And actually, I think I shared this on my other video that I made about Jupiter and the North Node conjunct, but I met this family last Sunday. Well, it was the Sunday before that, but I met this family and they called themselves the Sundays. That's their name, you know, and I met them on a Sunday because I woke up and I lit my yellow candle and my cinnamon. And it's just like, there's all these ways that I feel like our higher selves affirm our rituals. And so you want to look for that after, like you want to look for the little symbols and the little things that come to you after, because that shares just how, you know, effective your practice was. Sunday is great for just acknowledging the divinity in all things. Like I think of the sun and I think of divine energy. And so if you are trying to connect with like Christ type energy, then I would use Sunday as the day to do that. If you are like, you know, trying to really kind of like just brighten your own light in the world. And maybe if you feel like you've been kind of dampened or like your spirits are a little low, I feel like Sunday is good for mood magic, basically, and gratitude practices. And also there's a physical vitality and health component as well to the sun. And also illumination, right? So anything that you want to be illuminated, solar magic is really good for. And taking your power back is something as well that I would equate to a Sunday type of ritual. If you have a situation and you feel that a lot of your energy and a lot of your good juju and a lot of your power is kind of like wrapped up in that, then I would definitely recommend using Sunday as a day to call your energy back to you and to bring your power and, you know, sort of the locus of control back inside of yourself. And yeah, I hope this was helpful for you. I enjoyed making it, and I hope that you have an amazing day. Take care. Bye.